Mommy says I'm a big girl now. I can pour my own cereal, turn on the TV, and even tie my own shoes. Well, sometimes. I like to do things all by myself because it makes Mommy proud. She claps and says, "Good job, sweetheart," and "My smart baby," even if I spill the milk a little. But that's okay, because Mommy says big girls make little messes sometimes. I woke up before Mommy did today. The sun was already shining on the TV, and I turned it on all by myself. The cartoons were loud, but that's okay. Mommy doesn't wake up easy. I went to the kitchen, found my favorite bowl, which is the pink one with the little cracks on the side. I poured cereal, then milk, just like Mommy showed me. The milk smelled funny, but I used it anyways, because I'm a big girl now, and big girls don't need help. After breakfast, I showed Mommy how good I ate. I told her, "See, I finished the whole bowl," but she didn't answer. She must have still been tired. It was early. Sometimes, Mommy sleeps for a long time. It's hard to take care of big girls. I whispered in her ear, "It's okay, Mommy, I'll be quiet," and then tiptoed to the living room. I sat crisscross on the floor and watched the cartoons. I laughed so much when the silly dog fell in the mud. After my show, I played with my crayons on the carpet. I drew Mommy and me holding hands and a big yellow sun above us. I ran out of red, so I used brown for our hearts instead. I put the picture I drew on the fridge, and I put it with this silly little smiley magnet, the one that Mommy says looks like me, but I don't believe her. My face isn't round or yellow. Then I watched another show, and another one after that. The sky outside turned orange, then purple, and then it went dark. I wanted to ask Mommy if it was bedtime yet, but I didn't want to bother her. Big girls know when it's time for bed all by themselves. I must have fallen asleep on the couch because when I opened my eyes, the whole room was blue. The windows were glowing and the walls blinked like a nightlight. It was magical. Like a party was going on in my room. I thought maybe it was fireworks, but I didn't hear any pops. Just soft voices outside and a radio talking to itself. I peeked through the curtains and saw red and blue stars spinning in the street. They were so pretty. I whispered, "They're fairies." I wanted to show Mommy, but she was still asleep next to me. Someone knocked on the door, soft at first, and then it grew louder. I got scared for a second because Mommy says I shouldn't open the door for strangers. But the lights outside were so pretty, and I could see somebody standing there through the little window. It was a boy with shiny buttons on his shirt and a badge that glittered like treasure. I could only see one letter on it, and it was a big silver P. My heart jumped. I ran to the door and I shouted, "Peter Pan?" The boy blinked and then smiled and said, "Yeah," softly. "That's me." I couldn't believe it. Peter Pan was really here in my house. He told me not to be scared and that everything was okay now. He had nice eyes. Tired but kind. But when he held out his hand, I took it right away. His fingers were warm, just like Daddy's used to be. I asked if he came to take me to Neverland and he said, "Yeah, of course." I got so happy, I almost forgot my shoes. I told him Mommy might want to come too, but he said Neverland is for big kids like you. That's right, silly me, I forgot. I forget sometimes. I don't have a good memory and I'm very clumsy. Peter took my hand and walked with me outside. The air was cold and smelled like rain, and the street sparkled with those same red and blue stars I saw in Mommy in my room. There was a big white boxy cloud waiting for us. It was huge, and it was humming like it was alive. Peter helped me inside, and I sat on a soft bed with shiny straps hanging down. It felt like a cloud, a real life cloud. And then, when the doors closed, everything started to move. The hum got louder, and we're flying off. I looked out the window, but the stars were gone now. Just darkness and little lights that looked like a parade getting further and further away. I asked Peter what Neverland looked like, and he said it was a place where little boys and girls stayed forever. Just like you, he said with a smile. I told him I hoped there'd be fairies and maybe a big treehouse like in the movie. He even chuckled. The white cloud slowed down, and the hum got quiet. When the doors opened, I saw a big building with lights in every window. Peter helped me down and said, "We're here." I looked around for stars and the ocean or anything really from the movie, but there was nothing like that around. All I saw were tall fences and windows that didn't open. Peter then led me through a big door that made a buzzing sound when it opened. Inside, the lights were bright, and everything smelled clean, like the doctor's office. Ugh. I looked around, but I didn't see any fairies. There were no pirate ships either, or no lost boys running or laughing, just big people. They were sitting on couches. Some were coloring in books. Others were talking to themselves. Some of them waved at me, but their hands shook like grandmas used to. I took on Peter's sleeve and whispered, "Where are the kids?" He didn't answer right away. He just looked at me for a long time and then said, "They're all around you, sweetheart." My tummy started to hurt. I didn't like it here. Everyone talked funny, and nobody looked like the kids on the TV. I went to find Peter, but he was talking to a lady in white by the desk. I hid behind the corner so I wouldn't get in trouble. I wanted to be extra sneaky. Peter's voice went quiet, like when grown-ups talk about secrets. "Her name is Wendy Carter," he said. "Date of birth, March 12th, 1989. Mother's deceased. Found unresponsive at the scene." The lady nodded, writing things down. "Thank you, officer," she said. "We'll take it from here." Peter looked around and found me before he walked out the door. He waved, but I didn't wave back. A nice nurse showed me to a little room with a soft bed and a window that opened a tiny bit. She said I can sleep here tonight and that everything was going to be okay. I sat on the bed and hugged my knees. I listened to the humming lights in the wall. I wanted to ask when Mommy was coming, but my throat hurt when I tried to talk. I was crying too much. I miss my mommy. Outside, I saw Peter getting into his shiny car, the blue and red lights flashing one last time before they went away. I whispered to myself, "Peter said I can stay here forever, but I don't want to." Hey guys, Whispers here. Wow, so today's fear is for the single parents of a mentally disabled child. It's a heartbreaking thing to hear and know that there are children out there with disabilities, and it's even scarier for parents who know that one day, when I pass, what's gonna become of my child, of whom I love so dear? Would they know that I'm gone? Are they gonna be okay? Who will take care of them? I'm sure any parent of even a non-disabled child goes through this every day. When I was a police officer, I visited our local adult homes and saw many such cases. And I knew the struggle of other officers who were fathers, leaving every day, putting on the badge, and they were risking not coming back home to their little ones. It's a real fear. It's genuine, true, and stems from the question of, what if? H.P. Lovecraft, one of my favorite all-time writers, stated, "The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown." It's very powerful stuff. I pray and hope that kind of thing never happens to me or anyone I love or care about. Anyways, guys, that was today's story, written and narrated by yours truly. I hope you liked it as much as I enjoyed reading it. It was a lot emotionally, and hopefully y'all can appreciate the hard effort I put into these stories. If you didn't know, I kinda sorta stopped posting on Reddit, and that's due to my stories being taken down. I'm upset that a lot of my stories aren't being responded well to by moderators that are there. But that's okay, because if you ever want to support me, I have these stories available online. I have many websites that they're gonna be up on, so you can check them out on Google Play Store, Apple Store, or Apple Books, I mean. Amazon is even on there, Kubo, and I'm even publishing them on smaller chapters, and I even have a whole website up, which you can check on my YouTube channel. It's on Substack, that you can subscribe to, and you can have full access to those stories. And I can even send you the copy of the narration, where I get to read it to you also, and you can talk with me and we can communicate about the stories together. Other than that, guys, yeah, I'm planning. I know there are $3 on there, but that's because they have to be at a low price. I only get $2 in return, which is absolutely perfect for me if any of you want to support me. I'm planning later on releasing an entire book, which contains every single one of my stories. Maybe up to 20, maybe 15, who knows? I don't know how big of a book it's gonna be. I still have a lot of other concepts and topics I want to write about. But other than that, guys, that big book, I'm planning on selling it for $19.99, $20. And hopefully hopefully it gets a lot of response soon. You know, I want a good fan base to where we can discuss and talk about horrors of the psychological aspect. You know, not the monster under our beds, but instead the fears that rule us, you know, every day when we're out there, when we're thinking to ourselves. So yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. You have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow when I'll post again.